Hello and good morning from the Tampa Bay area. This is the Forest Lake Morning Show. I am Tyler.
I'm Brendan.
And we're here in our home studio shooting a currently up-to-date video on what's going on in the music industry. Last week we did speak on some breaking news of Forest Lake, the band. We have a song called How I Feel coming out. When's it coming out?
May 7th?
May 7th, right?
God,
that's right around the corner. That's like 2 weeks away. So we have a single called How I Feel. It's something we brought back. If you haven't seen that episode or want to get more behind-the-scenes info on it, because we did put out a lot of stuff, who we worked with, the story on it, go back, check it out. We would appreciate it so much. But without further ado, we're going to jump into things that are going on in the music industry as we always have been doing. And let's kick it off. Brendan, what do we got going on?
I don't even want to kick it off with this one. It's too sad. I'll push it down the list a little bit. So we kind of talked about this previously.
Okay.
But recently some like new numbers came out that actually supported it. And first of all, our boy Ryan Tedder was right all along about it. Latin music is the future of music, especially in the pop realm.
Shout out Bad Bunny. Shout out Shakira. Everybody else.
The stuff that came out basically said that like U.S. Latin-based music revenues topped an unprecedented $1.1 billion last year.
Just for 2022 alone.
2022, $1.1 billion. It was a 24% increase from 2021. And it's just, it continues to climb, which is a scary thing.
Wow.
We need the, like, Forest Lake music. Forest Lake Musica.
so here's what's funny, guys. We joke all the time about being country artists because I personally think we could do it. I have the voice, and we sing. We seem to make it simple enough when we turn all our songs into a country style song.
They're just fun to write. I'll say that.
They are fun to write. Now, if we actually had to make our songs like Latin music, I don't know if we could do it. I mean, you got the basic beat, but like the actual.
I mean, I think we're in the right area for it. I will say that.
We are in the right area. We could produce it. I think we just wouldn't be able to actually sing it. Our Spanish isn't good enough. Mine's not good enough as a singer, so it won't work very well. But
yeah,
makes you kind of think about switching over to that genre if it's got 1.1 billion revenue.
Billion. Yeah. So you kind of talked about Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny came up on this topic too, and this was interesting. So Bad Bunny had the first ever non-English language album to top the Billboard 200.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? No other artist has ever had a full non-English album to get on the Billboard top 200.
Bad Bunny is killing the game right now. If you're not on Bad Bunny, go check him out. The dude's killing it. He's playing at Coachella. I don't know if he's playing both weekends.
What
so I'll talk about
happened to him retiring? We talked about that so hard. It was like,
we did.
He came out and said, yo, 2023, I'm retiring. I'm done. And here he is playing all these fests, playing all these shows.
Here's why he's not retiring, because he's making...
Because at 1.1 billion.
He's making money.
He's probably got half of that.
I'll even mention it. So piggybacking off that story, I'm going to jump into one of my stories. Happy Coachella weekend. It's the second weekend of Coachella in Indio, California. Number of great headliners, one of them being Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's getting $5 million to play Coachella. Ooh. That's a pretty good
price. One night?
Yeah, for the main night. I don't think he's playing both weekends. I think he's playing tonight or yesterday or tonight he's playing. Because tonight they close it out, right? Sunday. So they played last week and then they're playing this weekend. But let's look back. So he doesn't get the biggest payday for people that have played Coachella, but as far as like up and coming artists to just get a $5 million paycheck to play Coachella, incredible. The Weeknd made 8.5 last year. I think then Coachella, because of the pandemic years, I don't know if it actually happened. I can't remember. But before that, in 2019, Ariana Grande, she made 8 million. And then Beyonce in 2018 made close to 12 million. So
12 million.
Well, it was
for one show.
Isn't that insane? Who's paying for that?
Oh,
you know what
my
I'm saying?
God.
Like, what's their revenue for them to just dish out a $12 million check for one person for a 90-minute set?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine Bad Bunny. He plays 90 minutes and he's getting $5 million. That's a freaking
wild
dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? People make 60 grand all year. This dude just made $5 million in 90 minutes. The
power of music.
It's the power of music. Obviously, there's a lot of us out here trying to do that. But yeah, happy Coachella weekend. I don't think I have anything else to say besides that. Oh, I do. It's been live streaming on YouTube. So Coachella, and we'll link it. I mean, it's a little late now because it's Sunday. And if you haven't been watching it already, Coachella has offered to provide Coachella for at-home watchers. So you could be anywhere in the world and you could still watch Coachella. Don't even have to pay. It's live streaming on YouTube for everybody at home, and they're doing exclusive merch drops and behind-the-scenes content. So if you didn't know about that, I'm sorry to be telling you late. We maybe should have talked about it last week, but we had to talk about us for once. So
yeah. Huh.
That's what I got for you.
Yeah,
what do you
the
got?
heck, dude? A week late. What are you doing?
I know. But Coachella's like the one you know about, but I don't feel like it would be one I'm particularly inclined to go to before some other ones. You know what I mean? But
it'd be fun. It's big.
It is huge. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, Coachella. Is that the one where you go and you just get everyone's all about the freaking wristbands?
That's like every fest, I guess.
That's every festival?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where's the Starbucks?
Is that why are you calling me out?
I'm just saying, this is like the first one in a while, first episode that we don't have
an extra large iced coffee.
A big old thing of Starbucks right there.
Well,
you're slacking.
If you want honesty, we did just both of us rolled out of bed to shoot this podcast a little bit ago.
This is kind of the first proper Forest Lake morning show that we've ever had, where it's actually smack first thing in the morning.
Yeah, they probably can tell. They're like, these guys seem tired as fuck.
That's why. Normally we just kind of ease into the morning, set up everything, get the routine going.
Maybe it'll creep into the afternoon. We shoot the energy's high.
The evening.
Yeah,
you never know.
But now you're getting raw morning Forest Lake morning show. The actual dream behind this, real quick, was that there was one time I came to Brendan and I said, Brendan, we got to do this every day, or I said 3 times a week. I said, we got to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah. And I don't think you were on board with that. And it did not work. So then we were like, okay, let's do once a week, see where it goes, see how we do.
Yeah.
And here we are still doing once a week. Because
I like it.
It is a lot of work, even when we don't have like a production crew or whatever. We're doing it all ourselves. And we just have busy schedules. But yeah, no caffeine right now. I'm clean. I'm over 12 hours
He's
clean
over
with
here
caffeine. I'm
like fiending.
Yeah. No, I will get some later today.
Getting into some more sad news. The Scripps guitar player, Mark Sheehan, unfortunately passed away. This was not this past Friday, but the week prior on the 14th, passed away due to a brief illness. He just went to the hospital for a brief illness, passed away that same day.
Do we know how old he is? Scripps?
46.
I was going to say Scripps like a 2000s band, weren't they?
Yeah, like late 2000s, I guess. But I love the Script. That was kind of, it came to a surprise. Like, they're young. They're so young. 46
is young. That's sad. I mean, that's why you got to live your life, guys. You never know when life's coming for you. But thoughts and prayers to him and the band. And I don't know what it'll mean for the band. Were they on tour? Are they still active?
I'm not sure.
We're not sure.
I'm not sure.
But definitely got some great songs. I don't particularly listen to the Script, but I appreciate classic. They're in the realm of like, okay, you got the Fray, you got the Script, you got
they're definitely up there with like the Fray,
like that genre.
It's like that. I just love them because they're Irish.
Oh, really?
They're like Irish pop punk kind of.
Irish.
Yeah, it's too early for this. But yeah, very sad news.
As far as his guitar playing for Script, what are your thoughts on like the legacy he leaves as a guitar player?
He was good. He was a great guitar player, and he sang too, which was awesome. He was kind of like the second singer that you'd always be hearing.
So more so, it's like his contributions to the band that we'll remember him for.
Yeah,
like,
big part of the band.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
So curious to see how they move forward, but sad news on that front.
Sad news. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. Rest in peace.
What do you got?
Okay, so if you guys aren't aware, AI is taking off.
Uh-oh.
It's getting huge. ChatGPT, AI this, AI that. All this crazy stuff.
Is that what they're saying?
Well, if you notice, there's a bunch of AI things out there that like you can go to .ai or .io whatever, and it like does images for you, or it'll make this for you, and it's really freaking cool stuff
for sure.
But this past week or earlier in this week, it's still an ongoing thing because it's so huge. The fake Drake song came out. That's what we're going to title this episode. Fake Drake song.
The fake Drake song.
It's called Heart on My Sleeve. There was a content creator called Ghostwriter977 on TikTok, and he released this song called Heart on My Sleeve using Drake's voice and The Weeknd to make a song via artificial intelligence. The song was put on all streaming platforms. YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, everything. And it was also on TikTok. It got 11 million views on TikTok and hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify alone before it got taken down everywhere. That's because the Universal Music Group Entertainment is not happy with this shit.
That's the side that I first picked up on. This was like everyone was trying to take it down. I'm like, what's going on? Like they're trying to take down AI music. Who made AI music?
So there is circulation of it still floating around YouTube. We're gonna link it while it's still up. If it is, hopefully still is. We listened to it last night. I'll say this if you don't know. So it's either one of two things, because they haven't really released the details of how it was made using AI. There's AI voice generators, which can make you sound just like any celebrity, and it's really incredible. Mm-hmm. Now, it might be that the ghostwriter individual, who was apparently an actual ghostwriting musician, came out and he's like, yo, I didn't make shit money. Or he basically said, I made shit money as a ghostwriter. Like the labels just rip you off. So he just started using these tools around him now. It's unclear whether or not he used a voice changer and actually rapped the words. So he's using their voice, and that's how you get like good flow and timing.
You remember like the first episode we ever did on AI with music?
Yeah.
I think we literally talked about this scenario.
We did. It's going to be an issue.
And now it happened. That was so fast.
Yeah. Couple 2-3 weeks, I don't know, 4 weeks, a month. It's going to be something we'll talk about probably next week and then in a month. And
yeah,
it's a big issue.
It's not bad though. The song,
the song is so good.
You can tell like he was definitely a writer. I want to know like how involved AI was, like what all it did actually. But
I'm pretty sure AI made the lyrics. I don't know if AI produced the beat. It might have, or maybe he did that because he is an actual musician apparently. Or if AI made the lyrics and then he took those lyrics and then used the voice changer to put them over a beat.
But I mean, the melodies were good.
The pre-chorus Drake melody is so good.
Yeah.
There's Drake.
That's like the hook for the song.
Yeah. So Drake does his rap and then he does his pre-chorus like melodic vocal line, and then Weeknd comes in and his part's a little weak, but it's so fucking good. Like Drake finally gets to see a Drake release. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think his thoughts are on that? He's probably. Do you think he likes that?
I think they don't like it because they're afraid to change. It was like when digital streaming came out. I remember a bunch of bands, and we talked about this before. I remember even Coldplay was so anti online streaming because they didn't know what it was. They didn't know how they were going to make money off of it. They were afraid of it, and they were just against it. Like they didn't want any online streaming. They didn't want CD sales taken away. They just were so anti the future. Mm-hmm. And this is now 10 years later, 12 years later, the future again. And I think we're going to get through it. We evolve. That's what we do. As far as like the legality, right? Because there is serious legal and ethical complications with this.
A little bit.
So he came out and he didn't mislead people when he posted it. He said, this is not Drake. This is not Weeknd. I did not work with him. So there's no misdirection, which can help his case. And then one can also argue that it's an original composition and it doesn't infringe on any rights.
Kinda, but
yeah. But then again, that's just the pro arguments. Then there's obviously the con arguments. It's a really good song. We're gonna link it. Honestly, I would love to just play it as the intro because it's the best Drake song Drake has released, and it's not even Drake in a couple of years. Like, in my personal opinion, I don't like a lot of Drake's recent stuff, but I will notice his song that he has recently released that we did talk about as a new release. It looks like it's moving up the charts, and I don't know if that's because of this Drake AI release.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. If I were Drake or The Weeknd, I would listen to this song and say, that's a good song. We should go in the studio and make it. And then
just copy it.
Go copy it. Maybe get ghostwriter, say, hey, we'll pay you a little bit because this is fucking sweet, and we'll actually put it out there. It's a good song.
Strong melodies.
Strong melodies. But it's your classic, like the beat is just so simple for a rap song, and it's just Drake. Drake has that influence, that power. So fake Drake song. Go check the links below. We'll play it for you if it's still up.
Fake Drake. Okay. I thought we'd kind of wrap up this episode with a fun segment.
A fun segment.
Fun segment.
Have these not all been fun segments? What the hell?
Top 10 richest artists.
Oh, okay.
I've never really dug into this before, so I was kind of surprised to see who was on the list.
Yeah, this is interesting.
So top 10 richest artists. We'll start. It's too early. Can't even talk. We'll start with number 1, the richest. Who do you think it would be? Just off the top of your
Dr.
head.
Dre.
Really?
That's my
Dre?
guess.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Okay.
With 2.5 billion.
Oh, Jesus.
Following Jay-Z is Rihanna, 1.7 billion.
Really?
Number 3, Sir Paul McCartney. I like that one. That's cool. At a 1.2 billion. Number 4 was kind of surprising. I didn't know who this was until I looked into him. Andrew Lloyd Webber. So Andrew Lloyd Webber does the music for like Broadway shows and that kind of stuff, like Phantom of the Opera, School of Rock. He even did the music
No
for
shit.
it. So he's at number 4 at 1.2 billion, followed by P. Diddy, who I haven't heard from for a decade.
P. Diddy.
Yeah, P. Diddy. I don't know where he went. Number 6, Madonna at 850 million. Number 7 is a kind of like another, like, who is that?
Yeah.
Herb Alpert at 840 million. And so he's like a horn player, right? He was in a band called Tijuana Brass. Back in the day, in like the late 60s, mid to late 60s,
Yeah.
Tijuana Brass outsold the Beatles.
Tijuana Brass?
Tijuana Brass.
Why does nobody know about Tijuana Brass?
I don't know. They outsold the Beatles like over 13 million albums sold.
Oh my God.
Which for the late 60s, that's great. That's amazing.
Is he the only one left? Do we
I'm
know?
not sure, but then he went on to release 28 more albums after that.
Jeez.
And then ultimately, what I think got him on this list was he became the co-founder of A&M Records.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like many of these people, it's not that they're making 1 billion in music alone. They're making their money in music, and they're business people from then on.
Yeah,
Rihanna with Fenty, Jay-Z with God knows how many things he's involved with.
absolutely.
You know.
So good on you, Herb. Good on you. Number 8, Celine Dion at 800 million. Number 9, it's your boy Bono.
Yes. Dude, I was like, I feel like they got one of the dudes got to be on the list.
Bono.
What's he at?
750.
My guy.
Yeah.
Shout out Bono.
And then closing out at number 10, Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton makes the list.
Yeah,
Wow.
she
I
made
don't
the
know why
list.
I thought Dr. Dre was like the guy.
Isn't that kind of surprising though, that whole list?
Yeah, it is really surprising.
And that was taken from like a few different lists.
Okay.
And I just kind of combined them because they were very similar.
Yeah. And this is pretty recent. This is accurate, right? Like this is like we're talking very recent
It is
numbers.
pretty recent. Just kind of crazy.
Man, $2.5 billion.
You noticed Kanye wasn't on there
Kanye wasn't
because he lost his billionaire status.
he would have.
He would have been on there.
He probably would have been 1 or 2, right? He had $1 billion.
He would have
deal.
been probably top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still good. I feel like Kanye is good for the rest of his life, even though he lost
Like
the deal.
all set. Yeah. He's set.
He's probably got a good chunk of change. That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it though.
What do you even do with all that money? I don't know. Maybe it's like
Give it to Forrest Lake to
net worth. I don't know.
write an album.
Yeah, give us 10 grand out of that.
We'll
You'll
take
never
it.
even know it's gone. That's crazy. Jay-Z, I think, isn't he a team owner? Part team owner of a team, sports team?
Oh, I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me though.
Oh, yeah. It would be interesting to see like the breakdown. I'm just assuming Rihanna's got the Fenty brand, so that really took her off. Paul McCartney is just a Beatle, so I guess by default he deserves $1 billion. I don't know how that works, but he's probably done a bunch of stuff. The Herb guy, you said 28 albums. That's just death by numbers, dude.
Yeah.
That's just like
Outrageous.
law of large numbers. I'm going to
Yeah.
put out all these albums, and each one's going to freaking contribute to.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of surprising though. Tijuana Brass.
Never heard of
outsold
them.
The Beatles.
I'm going to have to check them out. We'll have to give them a listen.
Yeah. So I did listen to some of their stuff. We've heard it. It's
Have
like,
we really?
It's
Like-
like the stuff that you've heard, but you would never know
Never
what
know.
it is unless you heard it, listened to it, and you're like, okay, this is him.
We're about to be rocking out to Tijuana Brass.
Yes,
In
sir.
light of that, we have been checking out a lot of new artists, a lot of independent artists. We did this last night. We were on Spotify,
Yeah.
and as independent artists, we just found other independent artists, people that we've had listened to songs of that we're like, oh, these are pros, famous celebrities, but we never looked into their like social media handles or their actual other songs, and we find out they're not known.
They're totally approachable.
Totally approachable,
Yeah.
and I don't know really why we're talking about this, but you know, it's our podcast. We can talk about what we want.
Yeah.
And
It is kind of crazy to see though. Like you hear these songs and they sound amazing.
Yes.
So good. And you're like, it is your favorite song.
Yeah.
And you listen to it over and over and over. And then the guy has like 3,000 followers on Instagram.
We'll
and
give you one
like,
example. His name's Grant. It's Grant Songs on Instagram. This dude is producing
so good.
This dude is producing next level to the next level. Like,
yeah, his production style is like pop EDM kind of.
it's very pop.
But the production is so good.
It's nuts.
So good. Literally, it's insane. Like all the little detail, all the automation and everything that pops in and out. Go check him out, Grant.
He
His
has
stuff
a
is
song
ridiculous.
called Wishes with McCall, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah.
It's got like it only has 7 million plays on Spotify if you value that as a metric of success. But he's a LA based producer. McCall is, I don't know where she's out of, I would assume LA, but she worked with him on this song. It's a masterpiece.
It literally is.
It's like Beethoven.
It's so cool because most songs are like intro, verse, chorus, outro. This song is like one steady build. Mm-hmm. Like it just keeps building. The production keeps climbing.
And it's all the feels. It is a little more pop electric, but the girl's voice is just so powerful and it fits the song so well with the production.
Yeah, those vocals are massive.
We'll tag it as well, but we just wanted to say, like, we're out here we're finding people. You may have less than 100 followers, or you may have only a couple thousand, but you never know who's looking at you. I'm telling you, like, there's thousands and thousands of us.
We got you.
Not that we're anyone to be watching somebody, but I'm just saying, like, if you're out there, if you're an artist and you're beating yourself up about your streams, or you're beating yourself up about, you're not getting the attention, just stick to the grind, trust your process, do what you love. Don't worry about the algorithms and the metrics, because you don't know who's out there finding your stuff, and in due time somebody will. And you just got to be happy with what you're making. Make it good. Don't cut corners. Don't be putting crap out there, but like work on your craft and just keep doing that.
It's very inspirational.
Yeah, that's without coffee. You should see me if I had a freaking extra large iced coffee right here right now, dude. This place would be a whole full on speech.
Yeah.
We'd put it to some emotional, like Forest Lake music, drama music, and it would be.
No, that's okay.
You know how they take speeches and they put them to music, and like you can still hear the crowd in the background.
I feel
YouTube?
like when you talk and you give these speeches in your head, you have like Coldplay playing, and like you're like, yeah, wow, it's motivational speech.
Oh yes, yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
Coldplay or U2, one of the two. It's either way. But is that all we got for the people today?
that's all I got.
That's another Sunday. We're going to wrap it up here in the home studio in Tampa Bay, Florida, Forest Lake Morning Show. We have a song. I want to remind you again, Forest Lake is releasing How I Feel May 7th. I feel like we're advertising this like it's a sponsored ad. Like
this will be heavily advertised for the next 2 weeks.
We're actually just going to put like little texts over our faces for this whole video so they don't forget it if they're hearing impaired. Thank you so much for tuning in to the episode. We appreciate you. We love you. We miss you, even though we haven't met some of you. As always, I'm Tyler.
I'm ready.
And we'll catch you next week.
Later.
Peace.